Welcome to this brief tutorial. Thank you for investing in Easy Meme Maker. As we said, we think this is a great way to spread the gospel across the internet. You can also use it for personal use, for fun, or for whatever you want to, but we think it's the best use is to use it to spread the gospel. You can also use it to make announcements, to project on PowerPoint at church or youth group or whatever it is you want to do. But let us take you through this quick tutorial. There's 4 buttons here at the bottom. The first one is to load an image. We have 50 images that we gave you with the program as a bonus, but you can also get images all over the internet. We just ask that you make sure you have permission to use those images. You could use your own photographs. You could use from church events or whatever it happens to be. But the first button is to open images. The second button is to write text on the image. The third button is to erase in case you decide you don't like the text you've written. And this fourth button is to save your graphic once you have finished with it. So let's begin. I'm going to click on this button. I'm going to load one of the images that we've included with this package. I just picked one at random. As you can see, the bottom here is white. I'm going to highlight that with my mouse and then push my delete button and just take off what was there. And I'm going to write www.firstchurch.com. And you can put whatever you want. You can put a web link to your church website, to a devotional you might have online, to a book that you think people might want to read online, or something along those lines. Or you can just write a message there. It's completely up to you. You can change the color here. I like black on white. And then you can use a slider button. I've just got my left mouse button on that. I hold down the mouse button on top of this little lever. I'm holding my left mouse button down, and then I can slide this up or down. And right now it's in the center. If you want, you can move it to the left or to the right, but I think it looks best in the center. As soon as I decide what I want there and I'm finished, I click on this little checkbox, left click on the green checkbox, and that's done. Now I can click here on the second button at the bottom to add text. I've decided that I'm going to add a Bible verse to this one, so I'm going to back over the sample text and I'm going to type this out. You could also cut and paste it. If you have a Bible program you just want to cut and paste, you can do it that way. Okay, you can see that's not all showing up, because as I typed I would hit the carriage return and it would go down a line. So I'm going to take my mouse, see this little corner here, there's the dots. I'm going to hold over that with my left mouse button and I can stretch that down. I can also come up here to the top and I can move this over. I'm going to put it up towards the top and I'm going to stretch this all the way over to the side. You don't have to do it this way, but it's the way that I'm wanting to do it. And then I can center that text if I want. Let's see what that looks like. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to click on my left mouse button in front of the F. Then I'm going to hit enter and see that centers everything really nice. And then I'm going to make this text a little bit bigger. How about that? And I'm going to move it down some. See, I can just move it wherever I want. And again, I can change it to these different font styles if I'd like. Well, I like this one right here, so I'm going to leave it that way. But I could make it bigger, smaller, however I want. I like to make it kind of big to make sure people can read it. Then I'm going to click the checkbox, and that will put that in place. I want to add the reference in another color, so I'm going to click the text button again. I'm going to move this down here, and I'm going to back over the sample text, and I'm going to type in 1 John 4:8, and then I'm going to mark that this is from the King James Version. King James Version happens to be in the public domain, so you can use that without any problem. Other versions, you'll need to check to see if you have permission to use those or not, but I know that you can use the King James Version. I'm also going to center that, and so it'll show up right there. I'm going to click on the checkbox, and there we go. That's all there is to it. You can do that with any text that you want. Just what we've done. I'm not going to use the erase button because I want to keep that text, but if I wanted to get rid of it, I just left click on that button and it would all be gone. Now it's all done. I'm going to save it, so I'm going to left click on this button, and you can see here it's named it. It was named 0015. It adds this -MEME to it. before you save, and I can save it as a JPEG, a PNG file, a BMP file, or a GIF file. I'm just going to leave it as a JPEG. So I've got it there. I'm going to click save. Now if you wanted to save it into another directory, you can just come up here or over on this side of your computer and make a folder for it. However you want to do it, that's completely up to you. And that's the same with opening them. You can save graphics in a particular folder and then just go through your menu and find where they're at, and you can open them from there. So I'll click save, and it's saved. That's all that is to it. I can now upload it to Facebook, Pinterest, or whatever else I want to do with it. I hope that that helps and that you've got a good handle on this. Now go out there and start making memes and start posting them online. I want to see them as soon as possible. Thank you again for investing in this program.